Hi, my name is Ray Natilli. I am 53 years old and I am an NCAA basketball official. I live in Davidson, North Carolina. And between playing basketball in college and starting officiating almost 30 years ago in high school, I had pretty bad degenerative osteoarthritis. I had some pretty bad bow legs. We were like this pretty much. And through January, February, March this season was as big a struggle as any, limping through airports and everything along those lines. I did a lot of research beforehand trying to look into therapy, what's the best things for somebody my age, and what was going to be able to get me back to being able to officiate. I came across the X10 when I was online looking for best ways to rehab bilateral total knee replacement. Came across this and started watching the videos and reading all the literature. Showed it to my wife, who's a physician, and she was impressed with what she read. Scheduled my surgery for Monday after the Final Four. I didn't work the Final Four this year, so I worked the Elite Eight. And after that, I was in for bilateral total knee replacement. My orthopedic surgeon was Dr. John Massanas, Carolinas Medical Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. I did a lot of research on him. Came through as good as they could hope for based on what they were telling me. I had a minor setback and it had nothing to do with the machine. When I got home, one day I sat down and getting back up, I had some type of blood clot and I just stopped doing anything for 5 days. Went back and saw them and they gave me the green light. Came home, started using it immediately, a couple times a day. It doesn't hurt because the machine knows when it's putting too much pressure on you and it'll stop if it realizes that you're getting too much pressure. It's incredibly easy to use. I am so far ahead of where I would have been if I hadn't found it, simply because you don't get any feedback on your own. Fortunately for myself, because I had pretty good range of motion prior to. I am 0 to 130 with both, and I got there in probably a week with both of them. And I do the exercises and I do the leg lifts and everything else, but it's not giving me any feedback as to, okay, where am I range of motion, or how did I get to this point based on how much resistance and things along those lines.
My name is Yvonne Lacrosse and I'm a licensed physical therapist assistant. One of the advantages of having the X10 immediately following surgery is that you can gain your range of motion at home while you are having those higher pain levels from your surgery. So while you're doing that, while you're gaining your range of motion within that usually around 2-week period before you start outpatient, what I love to tell my patients is you have the power to gain this range of motion so that when you go to outpatient and you start, you've already taken range of motion off the table, and therefore when you do reach outpatient, they only have to work on goals such as strengthening and walking and balance. You've taken out the most painful part of their job and your job in outpatient by gaining the range of motion in a pain-free setting.
I would wholeheartedly recommend it. You don't have to do bilateral. If you just have had one done and you're worried about your range of motion and how am I going to get back to where I was, I think this is a no-brainer. To be honest with you, now that I've been with me here since my surgery, it was worth every dime.